loudly because it looks like the Batmobile has lost a wheel. Just a couple more minutes, they are on their way. We've heard their en route. And to answer the burning question in your minds, my name's Ray Drake. I'm with Rotten Tomatoes. Matt actually standing over by the door is our editor-in-chief. We are going to be... Oh, thank you. Thank you. It is truly our honor to be moderating this panel for you today. We are so excited, and it's going to happen any second. Yeah. So, Adam West and Burt. Jackhammering in my chest. This has only happened a couple other times. It usually involves some unsavory activities. Hey now. There are children in the audience. Well, like I said, any second they're going to come through those doors. But in the meantime, what I wanted to do was I wanted to figure out before they got here, how many of you are in Batman-themed attire? Stand up. Fantastic, you guys. This is going to be great. And so during the panel, Matt and I are just going to do a little bit of talking, but I know that you guys have a ton of burning questions. Okay, so there are mics in the audience, and I don't know quite how things work here at the New York Comic Con, but I have a feeling if you line up like real nice human beings, you just stand there, they'll take your questions. As per usual, it's going to be an amazing time. Thank you so much for being here today. The room is packed. It's going to be incredible. And any second, I think it's that door. But you know what? I don't tell Adam West and Burt what to do. So this, we're just all over the field here.
That was low.
Thumbs down, anonymous guy in the crowd. Don't toy with Ray Drake's emotions. We're Rotten Tomatoes. We own the movies. We know.
But everyone quotes you.
Everybody quotes us. We love being your #1 movie destination for all the ratings of movies. Now, what I'm going to do while we're waiting for them to show up is answer another burning question in your mind about Rotten Tomatoes. We do not personally give the movies a score. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what the website does, we take movie reviews from all over the world, all kinds of critics that we have certified, right? So we know these people, we know where it's coming from, and they have some sort of integrity as a movie journalist. And they rate movies. So they say they're fresh, they say they're rotten, and the tomato meter is a rating of, it's a percentage of positive reviews that a film has gotten. So, like for instance, there's a movie out right now called The Master, directed by a dude.
That guy.
Any random noise that we hear from here on out is going to be like, they're here! So there's a movie out called The Master right now. We just had an opportunity to talk to Paul Thomas Anderson because Rotten Tomatoes also has a Sirius XM radio show. And that's why we're here right now, actually. So, if you are fortunate enough to have satellite radio, if you aren't, get it, by the way. That's how I keep a job. We have a show on Sirius 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now, on Tuesdays, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern, and on Thursdays, it is 6 p.m. Eastern. And basically, we talk to filmmakers. We talk about what ratings movies have gotten, what you should see, what you shouldn't see, according to us. And who are we? Just Rotten Tomatoes. That's it. Just a small group of people in an office that love movies. And we also love Batman. And I swear to God, any second. Ooh, I got this from my boss.
Any minute.
1 minute. What's that? I just got the first great question of this panel. I can sense that there are going to be tons of great questions. The question was, what is the tomato meter rating for the first Batman movie? Now, this is the awesome Batman movie, okay? It features my personal favorite thing, which is an accessory I wish really existed, shark repellent. We avoided if we had a little can.
We're talking about this, is that you can't clap.
Here's the fun part. I have this amazing, magnificent iPad sitting here that does not have an internet connection. I don't know what film was rated offhand, and I would never misquote. But if everyone wants to direct their attention that way, and you want to get your clapping hands ready. So close. And for everybody who doesn't have their cell phone up right now, think of a really good question, and you can start lining up. It's going to be fantastic, but everybody has their cell phone up, so never mind.
Hey, thanks. How are you? Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Yeah. That was that applause for me. That was so cool. Hey, what do you guys think about the New York City Comic Con bringing all these great guests in? Yeah. This is Gotham, and they brought Gotham's favorite sons into here, Adam and Burt Ward. So with that, let's bring up this gentleman, first gentleman here. He played 15-and-a-half-year-old Robin. He's since gone on from being the Cape Crusader to being the Canine Crusader. Let me tell you why. In the last 18 years, him and his wife operated the largest giant breed dog rescues of rescued 14,000 dogs. 14,000 dogs. Huge. Huge. So with that, holy autograph! It's Burt Ward! Now, this next gentleman, he doesn't need an introduction, but I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction. It's kind of sort of a funny but sad story. So I get a call on Wednesday that Mr. West, doing some chores around the home, fell off a ladder. I begged him to cancel this weekend. Ooh, look at everyone's face. I begged him, and he said, absolutely not. He is not letting the fans of Gotham down. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for Mr. Adam West.
These people, are you kidding? Show business is nothing more than just show-up business.
All right, thanks. Hey, I noticed we've got a mic in the middle of the room. You know, we are running a little late, so we're going to try to get things back on the schedule. So line, almost 5 minutes. Let's make a line behind this mic. And folks, we ask there's no video photography, please. And if you can reduce the flash, that'd be great also. And we'll keep this going as long as we have the time limit, as long as there's people at the mic. So, who we got first?
Rob Cash.
Rob, where are you from?
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York, and it's a quick story. 6 years old, watching his show first run, running around the streets with my Batman costume on. Not Halloween, but day after day, week after week. I am one of your biggest fans, and I got my butt kicked all the time together.
We got mics on here. Can we have a little more volume on the floor mic?
Excuse me, Andrew. I think you better tell the sound engineer that... Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Don't tell him anything but thank you. Anyway, thank you for that. Yes, I'm still running around in my blue bathtub. By the way, I want to tell you, if Andrew didn't explain it, that the reason I'm not moving quickly is that I had a climbing accident, so I won't be my wild side.
That was my question. Do you still do the Batusi?
Sir, audio, where this Burt Ward's mic isn't on. There's someone back there?
Well, that's good.
Check one.
All right. I heard a different story, Adam, about your act.
Talk about dog.
You were doing some dance routine with, you told me, with the horizontal mambo. Was I wrong?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Guys, this guy has been dying to ask this question. He's given a story about his childhood and his,
Do you still, because you taught me how to dance also, do you still do the Batusi?
Well, I tried last night. This is the result.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for the
That's
question.
praise. I've been asked to teach it.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Ooh, just a clap. See, I have a teacher voice. I don't need the microphone. I just want to say I learned to walk to the theme in the TV show.
Let me watch.
Later, but it might hurt your back.
Adam makes this game in room 232 at the Marriott.
I actually have a question and a comment. We really like you as Catman, so we'd like to hear a little, maybe a line as Catman. And I'd like to know if either one of you would ever consider being on Dancing with the Stars.
Not today. I've been asked though.
Hi.
Hi, okay, I'm a little starstruck right now, okay. You guys were my introduction to Batman because my dad watched the show when he was a kid, so he says hi. My question is, I, as a younger person, have seen you in Fairly Odd Parents as Catman and as Mayor Adam West on Family Guy. And I thought you were hilarious in both of those. So my question is, out of all the roles you've done besides Batman, which was the most fun?
The most fun? I think running around with Burt late at night.
What about that movie, Lady Chatterley's Lover?
That's not funny, Burt. Teenage virgin.
Who's next?
Hi there. Yeah, my first costume when I was about this tall was a Batman costume because of the TV series, and I was introduced to it because my dad loved the scene where you were running on the pier with the bomb in the film. But I guess it's my question is a bit broad. Like, why do you think the version of Batman that you guys were in endures so much, despite there being it's quite far removed from the way it was created by Bob Kane, the dark sort of version? Like, I guess we're campy, but why do you think yours endures so much compared to all these other versions?
I understand. There's several new books about that out now, and I'm being called the $1 billion Batman.
Oh!
Why didn't I get a piece of it? I think Burt can explain how we did it and why we did it on several levels and why it lasts.
Yeah, the writers who wrote our show were really pretty smart. They said, let's target the widest audience possible. So starting with children, kids took what we did very seriously: hero worship, climbing walls, fighting villains, and because it was written about the series, I mean about the comic book and stuff, the nostalgia for the adults was the comic book. But for the teenagers and the college kids, it was the double meanings, the double entendres, which Adam and I played up pretty big, and as a result, the censors were there every week wrong with what we said, you know, or what we did. And it's different, of course, in today's world, but then we were ahead of our time. We did something that no one else in television had done before, which was play with your audience. In other words, do something that has more than one meaning, and is, you know, because the cop shows would be just serious about, you know, arresting people, or the medical shows about saving a life, but no one had done anything that actually taunted the audience. In fact, we used to say that we put on our tights to put on the world, and that we were the only superheroes who wore our underwear on the outside of our clothes.
Thanks very much. How are you, sir? Who are you and where are you from?
Well, I'm Dominic. I'm from Staten Island. Right here in New York City. So I just want to say first, it's a great honor to have these two gentlemen come to the real Gotham City to answer our questions. But my question is in regards to the show itself. How was it like that you had so many well-known actors, from Vincent Price to Cesar Ramon to all the different gags you did with the real actors through the window? How was it like that you had all these people who wanted to be on Batman?
Well, they wanted to work with me. Actors want to be on the hottest show around. And I think it's because they could then watch Batman with their families, with their grandchildren, kids, whatever. And it wouldn't harm them. As a matter of fact, we might teach them some wonderful lessons, homilies, like it's better to be 3 hours early than a minute late. Or
wear your seatbelt.
never carry a bomb into a public library. I remember some of those when we come on.
Well, I always had these holdings, and there was 370 of them. A lot of, and it was always trying to be apropos to the situation. Like, holy strawberries, Batman, are we in a jam?
So I guess the gentleman wanted to know what was the appeal to all the other celebrities that starred on the show.
What was the feel?
Appeal. Aside from working with you, Adam, why else did they want to do the show?
The appeal?
They want to associate with our success.
Yes,
I know. Everybody has to do something that's successful.
Sexy!
Okay? Next.
Well, there was that and the money.
All right.
Also, they could play characters that were bigger than life and almost classic, like Shakespearean almost. Think of King Tut. Hey, guys! Yes.
It could be just I got a chance to work with Batman.
Well, yes. How do you feel about that, Burt?
I feel fine about it.
My name is Rich. I'm from Torrington, Connecticut. One of the questions I had was, I remember watching, this was late at night, I think it was Letterman or something, but they were talking about how you would originally use some of the sound effects would actually be swear words in other languages, and then you guys got caught doing it, and then you had to like...
No. I'll tell you the exact story. One of the writers, his name was Stanley Ralph Ross, and he was a personal friend of Adam and I. He wrote 32 episodes of Batman. And he was writing one of the episodes, and he had written, and the character that he was writing for was not from the USA. So he wrote something that he thought was appropriate, and they didn't like it, and they got into an argument about it, so he came back and changed it to swear words. Foreign language or something like that. I mean, it is true, you know what I mean? Stanley Ralph Ross did a lot of the Catwoman shows. In fact, he did this one show that they had, Catwoman had a hench friend, like kind of like a sidekick, and her name was Pussycat. You remember that? He wrote that line for, and I think was it Leslie Gore?
Yes.
And he wrote the line for her that said, "Hi, Robin. My name is Pussycat, but you can call me Cat."
race seat.
The other question was just a quick one for Mayor West.
Yes.
Still feels
Just vote for me.
I've actually got a little townhouse there, so I can. Thank you for coming from Quahog, by the way. Do you still feel that Paul is the stupidest name for a cat?
When you shop at
Oh, you mean the line with the cat launcher?
Yeah.
Hilarious. Paul is a stupid name for a cat.
Thanks for the question, sir. Thank you.
You know, it's just to be here with the people who appreciate our efforts. And you have been so warm. Shake hands, answer questions, sign autographs, whatever you need, a lube job, I don't know.
X-rated again.
Did I slip?
On the car.
Robinski.
Hi, my name is Casey Sardo. I'm from New Jersey.
I wonder what happened to my costume.
This entire costume is based off of you, Burt. Just so you guys know, just a little before I ask my question. Back in earlier this year, I was really sick. And your show was kind of the only thing that kept me happy. I watched every single episode 3 times around. And you guys are just awesome. And by the way, Burt, if anyone ever says you're any less than Adam, they're wrong. Sorry, Adam.
We're this on the same side. We're the dynamic duo.
Anyway, my question is, out of all the 300 and something holy Batman, what was your favorite?
Well, I didn't really have a favorite, but I mean, we tried to do things that were apropos of the situation, you know. And it comes to mind that some of the writers wrote ones that weren't right, and I was able to get them changed, you know. Which I don't know, which you like some of mine.
Well, I especially like outside a Mexican restaurant.
Oh, that's right.
As we entered. Holy guacamole!
They were fun to do, but you know, and I think I did about 5 or 6 per show. They had that. But there was also, you know, there was other phrases we used like "golly gee willikers" back then.
Another
"Zowie zowie."
Stimulating dialogue. Brilliant.
Well, just thank you guys so much for what you do. It was awesome. I love the show.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Denise. I'm originally from Miami. There she goes. As a Hispanic, I have to say that I love guacamole, so thank you for that. My question was for both of you, since the recent Batman movies, which one was your favorite Catwoman from all the recent Batman movies?
You know, it's very tough to say because they were all wonderful and talented people, or are. And, you know, with 3 cat women, or cats women, 3 of them, that's 27 lives. But I think because she was the first, Julie.
Yeah.
Wonderful lines together, you know. She promised to date Batman when she got out of jail. She got off for good time. You know. Stuff like that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I was wondering which of the guest stars who appear at the window while your characters were climbing up the wall were both of your favorites?
Burt, who did you like?
You know, there were so many of them, my gosh.
I think one of the greatest entertainers of the 20th century popping out of the window, Sammy Davis.
Yeah. Well, there was Betty White, remember?
Don Ho.
Yeah, and you know, well, so many of them.
Phyllis Diller.
Oh yeah.
Who was also a scrub woman. And Dick Clark. Laurence Olivier.
Oh.
Frank Sinatra. Yes.
He was a villain.
I don't know why we turned him down.
Thank you. Well,
How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Okay, I'm Rachel. I'm from Jersey, and I have a question for each of you. Okay, so when you first started reading the scripts and you realized that you had like 8 million holy Batman lines, and you really started reading like what they were and realizing you had to say them, what was your reaction?
well, the holies weren't the things that got us. The things that made Adam and I laugh, which you have, as an actor, you have to sort of digest all the stuff you're supposed to do before you do it, so that when you do it, it's very believable and natural and comfortable. So the situations that we had, it was more than just the dialogue. The situation, in fact, I remember we were shooting in the Batcave, and we'd been in there for like hours. And in those days, it's not like today where you have these lights that are cool. You have these big arc lamps that are just so hot, and we're in these costumes, and we're just like melting. And we have these dialogue that we have with these two golden cats that we had gotten from, I guess we had found from Catwoman's show, and Adam and I were trying to figure out if they made a map, and we put them in different suggested positions. And we did figure out that. And while you're doing stuff like that, and you're just hot, and you're sweaty, and it's like you're trying to concentrate. I look at Adam sometimes, and his eyes sometimes like cross, and it makes me laugh. And he says, I look like a raccoon. and the director comes up to him and says, you two guys are going to laugh me out of the business. But it also reminds me of another time that we had fun. We had a really kind of a wild thing with Batgirl. I don't know if any of you remember that. We brought her into the Batcave. I don't remember the reason. And but we were showing her the Batcave, and now we're going to take her out, so we had to give her this whiff of bat gas, so she'd be knocked out, so she wouldn't remember, how we got in the Batcave. And we were sitting in the Batmobile, and of course Adam as Batman is in the driver's seat, and then Yvonne Craig as Batgirl is sitting between us. And I remember I had a line, something to the effect of, "Gosh, Batman, Batgirl is really beautiful." And he had a line, something to the effect that, I'm glad that you noticed, Robin, or something like that. And he kept missing his line, which is not something that Adam normally does. And after about 13 takes, okay, now the pressure is coming from the production people that you got to do this because we're now off budget and we're losing money. And Adam, being the very sly guy that he is, he knew exactly what he was doing, because on that last 14th take, we had the line of action, and I said, "Gosh, Batman, Batgirl is really very beautiful." And he said, "I'm so glad you noticed, Robin. It shows the oncoming thrust of manhood."
First of all, you that she loves you, so there you go.
Oh, she has excellent taste.
So a question for Mayor Adam West. Have you ever looked at the script and saw, because you say a lot of really crazy stuff, have you ever been like, what the hell am I saying? Has anything ever stuck out in your mind?
You know, every time I look at a script, I think that. It's very difficult. But seriously speaking, I don't know about you, Burt, but we never discuss this, but every time I get a movie or a script of any kind, and I'm now offered a couple of pilots, and I've read them, and I'm scared to death. I mean, no matter how many years you spend in this crazy business, if you're worth anything, believe me, right, Burt, you better be scared in the right way. Because if you're not keyed and nervous or whatever, you're not going to do the best possible job. And believe me, when Burt and I came in to do Batman, and one of the reasons it's lasting is that we made every day, every scene as if it were the last one of our lives. Really. And I used to tell people on the set, hey, make this the best thing you ever did. And they'd look at me like, man, he's a little conceited. But I meant it. Because otherwise, I don't think it would have had the staying power. And it's a good question. I could go on forever about these things, but I'll spare you an acting lesson.
Thank you so much.
My name is Lauren, I'm from Buffalo, and my question to both of you is, how do you guys feel about working with the Green Hornet and Kato?
Yeah. You're asking how was it?
Yeah, like how was it? I mean, it's such a rare opportunity.
Well, it's funny because I met Bruce Lee before he got the role as Kato. He and I just coincidentally lived in the same complex of condominiums. And I used to spar with Bruce Lee. And he was a great martial artist. And in fact, when with he and his wife Linda, and when Brandon was like 6 months of age, we used to go out for dinner down into Chinatown, and so when he got the role of Kato, and we had that fight scene, it was nothing compared to the stuff that we did when we were actually sparring. But the producers wanted it to be where neither one of us looked like we were going to get the upper hand, because we're both supposed to be good guys. So it was fun, and I know Van Williams was very good friends with Adam, and he was a great guy. So it was a lot of fun. We had the same executive producer. So what he did, William Dozier, is Batman was so successful, he introduced the characters of Kato and Green Hornet on our show before they launched it as a series.
You guys was wearing the tights by chance?
What, I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys was wearing tights?
You missed wearing
the tights! You guys was wearing the tights! You missed it!
Oh, do I miss? Are you kidding? Those were my python pants. They used to strangle me to death. No, I don't think man was built for tights.
Hi, I'm Brett from the Bronx. First of all, we're not worthy. Thank you. You get this from your agent. You get the script. What's the first thing that you think when you see this and you haven't been on set yet? You read it. They tell you they want you to play Batman. This is for both of you. Well, not both of you. Batman and Robin. What do you think?
My first reaction was, because I didn't realize. I was trying to have a serious career. I just finished a film in Italy and Spain, and I had 5 more film offers. So when the agent said they want to see you at 20th Century Fox, ABC, etc., I said, come on, Lou, I'm trying to have a serious career here. And then I started to think about Batman and what I'd read as a kid, and all of those sense memories came back. And then I went out, I read the script by Lorenzo Semple Jr. It was brilliant, that pilot script. I thought, for its time, I thought it had the possibility of lasting, of achieving something that no other show had done. It would be in color, and we would have incredible guest stars, and it would give me a chance to play the kind of comedy that we do. And so I grabbed it. Now, also, I couldn't refuse the money. But, you know, at that time, to sense that Batman reflected what was going on toward the end of the 60s in society, and I don't mean to get too serious, but we had all of those elements of pop art. And I just felt very privileged after reading the script and then signing me that day, because I threatened to go back to Europe. Then they said one thing: there's a young man you have to test with, if you will, to see if the chemistry is right. And it was Burt, of course. And I did the test with Burt. It took me 3 minutes to realize, and I'm not just stroking this kid, that he was absolutely right on for this role. Enthusiastic, he was athletic, he was, you know, he was just had that attitude of innocence. I don't know what happened.
You got me corrupted. Oh my gosh! I was just this kid who grew up in the LA area, and my father was in real estate, and I wanted to be an actor, and I went to UCLA and was studying acting, and I had a chance to try out for this role. And I'll tell you, I had gotten an agent, and the agent said, "Oh, I don't expect to work for a year. It's so hard to get work, and if you do, you're just going to get a walk-on part, and this and that." Of course, the first thing I tried out for was Batman. and you know, in my case, the producers came to me, and they said, "You know, we interviewed 1,100 young guys for this role, and would you like to know why we selected you?" And I said, "Yeah, you know, I'm amazed. I'd like to know." They said, "Because in our minds," this is what they really said, "that if there really was a Robin, that I would be it." And then they said, "We don't want you to, quote, act the character. We actually want you to do just two things: be yourself and be enthusiastic." And that's exactly what I did. And maybe because I hadn't been around for all those years struggling, I came into the business without the scars and the pain, the rejection and all that. I just came in and had fun. And of course, when I got to know Adam, who is a wild man. Don't you kid yourself. Man, did he get me corrupted. That we had so much fun, and of course, being young and really kind of, you know, very extreme in some ways, that everything that he did and got away with, I would take to the next level and get in trouble for it. Because I went too far, you see. He knows how to get away with things. I don't know how to get away with things. And of course, we had a lot of fun, both on the set and off the set. We made lots of personal appearances together. And it's been an amazing, wonderful relationship. Not all stars and co-stars have that relationship. A lot of them don't get along. But Adam and I were always great friends, and we both have this very demented sense of humor. You know, and we always are maximizing the humor, looking for the funny things that we can bring to for the people that really look for all that crazy stuff.
Another fine mess.
Yes, exactly. Wow, so.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Over the autograph alley to sign some more autographs later on today. They're doing a photo walk where you can have your picture taken with Adam and Burt. This is always the hardest time, guys, but it's the end. Let's give it up for